Hey guys, I want to do this video on refutation. I'm going to get into this is apologetic. This is teaching you guys how to reply to this kind of stuff. So a common thread today is an utter philosophical fallacy, even one called poisoning the well. You speak something like hate speech without making a solid definition or factual definition, or using the factual definition of what hate speech would actually be to make that claim, but you just throw that in to make the other side, which is backed by science, sociology, and philosophy, and so on, and truth, and facts, and biology. You add this thing without making a factual definition of what the word hate and the word speech would be. You just poison the well. So if you say this is hate speech, the other side seems like it's wrong, even though you're not being factual. Now the question is, what is hate? What is hate? Hate would be like, you're a homosexual and want you dead. Truth would be like, look, examining the sociological and the philosophical and the scientific and the genetic and the biological evidence. Look, aside from the scripture, what you are doing is incorrect. What you are in is not a correct lifestyle. It's not beneficial. This is the sociological side of it. Not beneficial to society. For if we would all turn into homosexuals and transgenders, mankind would go extinct. If all the animals would turn homosexual, all animals would all go extinct. It is definitely an incorrect way of living. It produces death. Even toward an atheistic, naturalistic, evolutionary worldview, evolution and the meaning of an evolutionary being would be, according to Richard Dawkins, would be to propagate DNA. That does not propagate DNA, which to a Dawkins worldview, homosexuality and transgender would be wrong. According to psychiatry and transgender, it's gender confusion. Gender and sex. Sex is your genitals. Gender is your masculinity and femininity. There is indeed two types of genders, two types of sexes. There's not one or the other. You may think if you ever thought that you're a dog or feeling that you're a dog, it doesn't change your anatomy. It means you have an incorrect way of thinking, or would even in a scientific point would mean, psychological point, I'll give the second source, would mean that something's wrong which is not your chromosome. Normally, philosophically, we could see if you have a Y chromosome making a male or female, you have more natural sexual orientation to go along with it, which would be if you're a male, you're attracted to a female, if you're a female attracted to a male. Anything other than that is quite confusing and quite weird, and not regarded historically something that is natural. I already demonstrated that sociologically, homosexuality would cause anything to go extinct. It is definitely not a natural thing. When someone says, what you're saying is hate speech, well, quit hating on. Now I can turn the same thing around in you. What I'm saying. The hypocrisy of homosexuals. My sister, who is like a transgender, she was pushing a masculine adjective. Would be closer to the name she wants to be called, which is Jeremiah. She was pushing me, and she's saying, I just won't talk to you. If you keep calling me Brittany, which is And I said to her, so respect me so I don't disrespect you. She said, the homosexuals are not looking for equal tolerance, equal acceptance, equal. They are looking for selfish, one-sided acceptance, tolerance, and respect. That was imitated by my sister's speech. They are not looking, because I can say to them, why are you hating on me? Why are you hating on me? I feel this way. But what if I was born this way? I'm just now discovering this is how I feel. I feel what you're doing is wrong. Can't you accept me? If we all based our morality and actuality on feelings, then won't we be a mess? Because one dog, I feel like, but it's natural then. No, it's not. Don't make actuality. If your feelings contradict actuality, your feelings are the ones incorrect. Feelings is supposed to go along with actuality, not actuality supposed to, not feelings. Feelings is the creation of an incorrect construct or correct construct, and it manifests what we can see in actuality, such as homosexuality and transgenderism. Speaking the truth is not hate speech. Listen, if I go to a fornicator, I go to a rapist, I say, what you're doing is wrong. The rapist can say, oh, that's hate speech. The rapist certainly could say that hate speech based on your definition. Speaking the truth, speaking facts is not hate speech. Saying I want you dead is hate speech. Even though you may be a homosexual or transgender, guess what? I love you. I want you to be blessed and come to salvation. I don't want you to die. I disagree and I abhor the way you're living. I don't hate you. In fact, what I do hate is your sin. And what you are doing is a sin, both biblically, sociologically, genetically, philosophically, sociologically. It is incorrect. It does miss the mark. So what sin in the Greek is an arrow, means to miss the mark. You're missing the mark you're missing the mark of actuality, which means, and psychiatry would call you mentally ill. So you're missing the mark of actuality. You are missing at coming to realization of actuality. So feel like you're missing the mark. You're failing perfection when it comes to sin, which is a horrible thing. And the difference between willfully doing that and doing that because there's something in you that is not yet conquered and changed for the glory of God. The difference between accidental and willful missing the mark. Now, so hopefully by your definition, if I tell a rapist what he's doing is wrong, since I'm saying the truth, if I demonstrate you science, then the one that is not the truth. Hate speech could be with the truth, but I would say I want you to be harmed. I don't want you to be harmed. I don't want you dead. In fact, your lifestyle, both after and before transformation. Why do you got to transform your gender if you're already a female or male? That's one thing. Please think on that. Chew on that. Both before and after the transformation into a person, quote unquote, the suicidal rates are the same. And there are people that do feel convicted of the conscience, that do feel shame, and do kill themselves. So it's not always society's discrimination or quote-unquote hatred that makes them do it. They actually feel shame. Many other people feel shame because of their lifestyle. Homosexuals feel shame by their own conscience. When I was a sinner and I did certain sins, I would feel shame without people telling me it's wrong. So I can tell you that things that society would say are natural, you can feel shame within your own self. So, So, hate speech. So saying homosexuality is wrong is not hate speech. It's stating the truth. So, you see, the problem is, and this is a delusional thing, and this is a spiritual thing, what's happened to society. Society has not been taught on logic. If you hear one's reasoning, it's more using their emotions and their feelings and their thoughts than well thought out a process of thinking a certain puzzle or a certain truth or a certain thing or certain idea out using logical truths. Society doesn't know logic, isn't into logic. They would teach logic in college. People have been educated in logic. Where's the education in philosophy? Philosophy is good. It's not like man's philosophy. Philosophy is simply logic. Philosophy defends the Bible and refutes all competition. And I can demonstrate with any way that comes on this hangout. Philosophy refutes the competition. Because the maker of philosophy, the maker of logic, the maker of logos is God. So he owns it. So he's superior over it. So nothing can, you cannot refute God with the very thing he made, the very thing you can use to come to truths of him or to go down the right path in certain situations. You can't refute him with everything he made. Just like Satan, because he's made, cannot refute his maker. Obviously, his maker, by his own criteria, is greater and more powerful than what is made. If anybody has an objective and thinks that I'm wrong, they may come on here and demonstrate. And demonstrate that. I'm telling you that you need to stop using your emotions to reason. Because people use their emotions and it leads them to get beat by their husbands. It leads them, because they stay in an unbalanced relationship. It leads them into getting raped. Emotions are very deceitful and they are not a basis of truth or actuality. They are the what is looked for to line up with already is seen to be actuality. Homosexual, I can watch my channel. I tell you the truth. I love you, and I hope that you come to the truth. You lifestyle, both, as we can see, and I don't believe in psychology. I already attacked it. I don't believe in psychiatry. Well, technically I do believe in psychology, but I don't believe in psychiatry. At least not at the foundational level. I don't believe in it. And I already attacked it philosophically. I just use your own sources to demonstrate you. It's not what you call a quote-unquote religious phenomenon that I would be against homosexuality or transgenderism. Agnostics. Ben Shapiro is against it. He uses science and psychiatry. He doesn't use the Bible when he reasons against it. So there's absolutely no thought. And plus, what is the reasoning? They can say, well, there's a biochemical difference. There is a difference in a brain of a homosexual. Okay, but we can see the difference in a brain or biochemical. Let's say we can say biochemical, and both a difference in the brain of a serial killer or of somebody that what's called a psychopath, somebody that doesn't feel emotions, doesn't feel sadness when they do something shameful or bad. That then doesn't make it normal or natural or good. That's not a good argument. Where is there any good argument that would say homosexuality is okay and transgenderism is okay and good and natural, without dismissing the very philosophical, genetical, and scientific facts and sociological facts? I really want not without dismissing the very fact I laid out. You can be born. People say you are born this way. No, you were born cursed by God. And even if you hey, and even if you were born, hold on. And even if you were born a homosexual, even if God made you a homosexual, then that the purpose of what Jesus said fulfilled in you, there's people that are made eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven. Just like I'm made a male, and I am geared towards the problem of the balance. Hey! Hold on. So let's just say God to see whether you would obey him or not obey him, just like he allowed the serpent to tempt Eve because he wanted obedience and love. And true love is tested by obedience or faithfulness or choosing to do something that doesn't manifest hatred or hurt to the other person. So let's just.
Brayden!
I'm on a live.
I don't care. Why was the screen door open?
I guess I gotta close it.
And why is the bathroom door open?
I didn't use it. I used the other bathroom.
Is the bathroom in here?
No. I mean, I used the bathroom in the other bathroom. So, let me try again. So, let's say God birthed you, God made you a homosexual. And the same way he allowed the serpent to tempt. In the same way he allowed the serpent to tempt Eve because he wanted obedience and so on. He made you the homosexual. Just like he makes me a male. Right? And with being a male and with being what you would call quote unquote straight, which is why it says straight. Because when you got a straight pipe, that's the correct way. That's when it's proper. It's proper in proper position. Well, then are you admitting by your own terminology that homosexuality is crooked, and anything else is crooked? Do you get what you mean by straight? So, I'm coming out here with love. Let's say God made you homosexual. Like he makes me male. and I'm more geared towards the common pattern of lust because of my attraction and my male qualities. That doesn't give me the right to go live the perversion of it and go start lusting and fornicating and committing sexual sin. But to be obedient to God, honor women, love women, and not sin against them by treating them like they're dogs and less honorable, and not made as special as vessels fit to be treated with honor and only to be disclosed like a fancy gift, or to be looked upon and disclosed like a bagged jewel within marriage in a sacred way that is like in treating the very essence of sexual activity as sacred and not something you just play around with and just have fun with. But it's very sacred and it's treated with honor. So I, as that male, am also have to be. I don't have the right because I have problem. I'm a male to go live the perversion of it and go live the hateful side of it and fornicate and commit sexual sin. Just like if you were made a homosexual, you don't have the right, even as you live in constant temptation, to go live it out. You understand? So, and of course, at least most likely people are not born homosexual. It's a curse from God, just like other curses from God, like in the Old Testament. God will curse you if you're disobedient. The other curses other than homosexuality that God curses people. He curses, cancer can be a curse, so on. So hopefully, and plus, I hope you understand that if you really know sin, whether it's self-gratification, that's a sin. That's sin. You can find out on my channel. Sin, fornication, lust. It all produces true. What am I looking for? Discrimination and disrespect. Lust treats equal parties as like their very sexuality or very substance of beauty or whatever, and very body is nothing but to be played along like a toy. But rather, the things they were given is made to be treated as sacred, and the very sexual activity to be treated as sacred, which would be, at least I'm on the side too. Don't treat sexual activity like it's like doggish. You're not animals. Sexual activity is very sacred and it's for intimacy, not for a doghouse. So you understand. So if I can explain to you, if I can explain to you sometime, and go through each sin and explain to you how each sin produces death, dishonor, and hatred toward God. So guys, any questions regarding this topic? You can ask. Any homosexuals want to ask questions or want to bring an objection with this video can comment below. Any homosexuals that want to come on a hangout and talk and bring objections personally to me can come on. And let me make it clear, I'm against all sin. Yes, the sins are greater than other sins. We can see other sins, other more damage and is more disgraceful than another, even in a non-biblical worldview. More other wrongdoings are greater and are more gross or more appalling than another. So we see that even in a non-biblical worldview. But I'm against all sin. To the fornicator, to the masturbator, to the liar, the thief, all sin. The drunkard, the drug user, the marijuana smoker, which is a drug. I'm against all sin. So it's no hate speech. I'm just telling you guys the truth. And when it comes to fornication, when it comes to all these things, I can both add philosophical or scientific truths to back myself up. Let it know that the biblical truths manifest themselves in a grounded in actuality outside of the Bible. Just like biblical events are grounded in archaeology and history. It's not just something that is just a belief system, but it's actually truth. Mankind has a God, and philosophical, historical truth, and archaeological truth, and sociological truth, all these truths, and your conscience bears record that the God, well, there must be a God to be an absolute standard of truth or morality, which we know by your conscience it exists. You can play games all you want, but we know it exists. If you want to challenge me in a philosophical debate, if morality, actual morality exists, we can have one. But it exists. So there must be a God. And the truth point to, and your conscience points to, by the exact law. You don't necessarily break a Hindu law, which Hinduism is post proper Judaism. It's post the God of the Hebrew. If you actually know and actually know how to rightly divide history, actually know your history, it's post. So your conscience is geared toward breaking God's law. And you know it's wrong, you mock it, they make a joke out of it on television. If I asked you, hey, is stealing wrong? Your conscience is geared towards God and His law. Because if an absolute moral God exists, He would put His law in their heart, because if an absolute moral God exists, He would be the ruler and the enforcer of that morality to produce life and love, and that's who God is. And God in your mind, in your conscience, and you know what it is. I'm gonna give you an example. When I was in my sin, I lusted like every day. Nobody told me. I didn't really know the Bible, but I knew lust was shameful. There's something bad with it. There's something dishonoring I was doing with the woman I was imagining. There's something disgraceful you can see with other sexual behaviors. There's something shameful. There's something dishonoring. There's something wrong with it. Just check your conscience. So, and you say, well, the other people's conscience that think things that God does is wrong because they have a misunderstanding. Some people have a seared conscience and they find what we can. I'll give you an example of this. Some people have a seared conscience and they find murder okay, even though other people's consciences, and we have a well consensus that murder is wrong according to the conscience. So just because one conscious or mini consciousness are different than the other doesn't mean it's right. We got to look at truth and not feeling. And if the overwhelming consensus of truth points to this proper interpretation and meaning of your conscience, then that is what we logically conclude. So, if anybody has any questions, if not, I want to let you know my quality of sound is going to get better. Sunday, tomorrow I have a microphone, and it's a sound card. It has a filter. It's going to be of good quality. I'm not going to get a webcam. I mean, a webcam can be like too showy of your features. I mean, and I could get a webcam, but this month I don't have the money for it. And I want to possibly go and go to Chicago this month. I really don't have the money to get a webcam. I could get one next month, to make everything of good quality. And I also want to get a special effect thing. We'll make things good quality and professional and presentable. So I'll have a Q&A later, or open hangout later. I'm going to go have dinner. Guys, be blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. Love you guys. Bye. I want to speak, just if you're homosexual or transgender, please, quote unquote, please subscribe to the channel so you can. Hold on. I'm ending my hangout. I'm ending my live. Hold on. Please go. I'm ending my live. Hold on. If you're homosexual, please subscribe to the channel so you can ask questions or watch my other videos, where I respond to things and the answers to things that, by the grace of God, that God gave me answers to. Like, why does God do this? Why did God do that? It's all by God. It's all by God's grace. So, be blessed, guys. I love you guys in the name of Jesus Christ. Bye.